Hi, I'm David Essel, and there's a million upon a million upon a million individuals right now in this very second struggling with addictions. For the past 43 years, as a number one best-selling author, counselor, executive coach, minister, and so many more things, we've been helping people heal. Actually, 30 years ago, we created our permanent alcohol addiction recovery program. And I want to talk about a very popular statement that to me continues to drive people and help them to relapse more than it helps them to stay clean and sober. And I know this is going to ruffle a few feathers, and that's okay, because we want to talk reality in these videos. You can comment below, share the video for sure. But the statement I'm going to talk about is a statement that you are powerless over your addiction. You're powerless over alcohol addiction. You're powerless over narcotic addiction. You're powerless over nicotine addiction. You're powerless over food addiction. Now, I will say this about that statement. Before you get into any type of sobriety recovery program, that statement is true, okay? It's true that you have been powerless, that you can't stop at one drink, you can't stop at one Pringles potato chip, you can't stop at one Oreo cookie, you can't stop when you're up $100 at the gambling table and instead you walk away 10,000 down. Yeah, you're powerless, right? Everyone is. Oh my God, that's a common sense statement. But if you're clean and sober and you haven't relapsed or cross-addicted in 2 years or 3 years or 5 years or 20 years, and you're still believing that nonsensical statement that you're powerless, do you see how that easily can drive people into the world of relapse? I mean, you're sitting in a meeting or you're talking to friends and you say, yeah, we're still powerless over alcohol. How long have you been sober? 5 years. Have you relapsed? No. Have you cross-addicted? No. Then how are you powerless? Wouldn't you rather have a more aggressive, assertive, proactive, positive response that you say, I am in this beautiful new life. I'm in this gorgeous new life. I don't need substances. You don't have to say I'm recovered, I'm an ex-addict, I'm an ex-alcoholic. I think all those statements are ridiculous. Why don't we just say I'm in this great phase of life? I don't need any of these substances to be happy, to deal with stress, to deal with boredom, to deal with insecurity. I don't need this stuff anymore, which means you're not powerless. The minute you get into full-blown recovery, we call it permanent recovery, and in our program it starts after 365 days of sobriety, you enter into full-blown permanent recovery, is that there's no need to ever say or believe in the statement that you're powerless over your addiction. You've just proven you're not. You've just proven that you're willing to follow the guidelines that are out there that we have been teaching for 30 freaking years. Other people like Dave and Susan Kenny, Bob Long, Trisha DeNeo, Rob Hamley. I could mention thousands of incredibly well-respected professionals that say, come on now. Why are we still feeling powerless when it has no grip on us? When I went through the death of my mom and dad, and I bring this up regularly because it happened 2 years ago with mom, a year ago with dad, there wasn't one time that I even thought about having a drink. I'm not powerless over something that I used to use in the past. I'm powerful. I am powerful enough to face life head freaking on without having to have any of these addictive substances in my body. That's what the goal is, to become so powerful. You're not codependent. You don't have to keep going to meetings to be clean. My God, that's codependency. Listen, any organization that says you're so powerless over your addiction, you better keep coming back or you're going to relapse, is creating a codependent community. You should be able to be free. You should be so secure in your recovery. You don't have to go to meetings. Every day you should have rituals to keep you clean and sober and healthy and happy. Hell, we teach those with every person we go. We want life recovery. We're not even worried about drugs, alcohol, food, nicotine. We don't even give a crap about that. We want life recovery, which means we can handle everything in life without having to rely on substances we've used in the past. That's called power. You're not powerless. You are powerful. Join us in our powerful program at talkdavid.com or davidessel.com. Share these videos. We need to change the vernacular. We need to change the success rate immensely now. And this is good news with David Essel. Join me at the website, talkdavid.com. Have an awesome day.